It's a clown world, isn't it? It's about the only thing I can agree with. Of anything to do with anything, with TV, the internet, anything digital, anything. Politics, police, education. Health system. A fucking clown world. It is a clown world. There's most certainly is Satan's little season. It's got to be. There's no other logical explanation. Grown-ass people, think they're in the know with some secret fucking plan to bring down the deep state and to drain the swamp. Q+, QAnons, Prometheus, Australia One Party, and all these other talking heads. You might think I'm a talking head. I'm not a talking head. I'm not affiliated with anybody. I couldn't give a flying fuck about any of them, to be honest. Because I think they're all cuckoo. Both sides of the argument is nuts. Democrat, Republican, Liberal, Labor, One Nation, Palmer United, Libertarians. Independents, privateers. They're round the fucking bend. A lot of them. All bedazzled and starstruck with too much of this shit. Rubbernecking with the likes of fucking Gina Reinhardt, Pauline Hanson. You almost could have won my vote. I almost could have gone to the polls next election and actually voted. Instead of not voting and going down there to have arguments with people, come home, not get my name signed off. Let everyone know why I don't fucking vote. Because I see it as an act of treason against the rest of the Commonwealth. You know, you people out there. Because there's no such thing as a politician that gives a flying fuck about you. You can get that out of your head now. Like, seriously, you need to turn yourself upside down and shake the bullshit out of your ears. It's madness. All this, apparently now, Tucker Carlson and what's the name that... that black woman in America, another mouthpiece, another talking head really, I suppose. According to the Q people, they've turned on America and teamed up with the British media or some shit, with the fucking... the Fed this and fucking Congress that. Fuck me. I'm more disappointed than anything. I'm more disappointed that I'm looked at as a bit of a criminal or whatever, and I'm looking around at everyone that's supposedly governing in our best interest, and all I see is actual fucking criminals. Fair dinkum, real McCoy, fully bona fide, fair dinkum, fucking criminals. Enforcing their will onto other people who'd rather just be left alone. Who aren't hurting anybody. Threatening people with violence and theft. Blackmail, extortion. Seriously. I know I make a lot of videos a day, they're not real long. I've got a lot going on up in here, a lot, all at once, and it gets a little bit jumbled up from time to time because it's... fucking what's wrong with yous all? What is wrong with all you people that you need to be bossed around by people that haven't got a fucking clue what they're doing? You need to be told what to do. You're grown adults. You've got kids yourselves. Yet you still need to be told what's right from wrong by people that don't even know what's right. They'll tell you what's wrong. You're doing this wrong. You're doing that wrong. That's not right. That's illegal. Okay, well, what's right then? Can you tell me what's right? Can you tell me the right way to live? I just don't do that. No, I didn't ask you to tell me what not to do. Tell me what to do. You tell me what's right. 99 times out of 100, they can't tell you because they don't know them fucking selves. All they're doing is making sure they don't do all this other shit. In other words, they're not living. That's a pathetic, piss poor fucking excuse for an existence, let alone a life. May as well be a fucking fish in a bowl by yourself. Knowing that the only thing not to do, I know if I don't jump out of this bowl, I'll be right. Just in case the cat gets me. Have a good stretch, puss. I disturbed your slumber, did I? Sorry, mate. It's... Old fogies, 70, 80 years old, still stuck on whoever they vote for because that's who we've always voted for. Why are you voting? Why? You're not happy with the status quo. You haven't been happy with the status quo for a number of years, decades even, but you still go and play the silly bloody game. Like little children. I better go and vote, I'll get in trouble. We don't need government. We don't need governing. Yes, we need some form of system that we, the people, create and control to keep some kind of social cohesion, some kind of law and order, not legislature. Not a bunch of man-made rules that are made by a select few people because they want more power and more authority over the people who they claim to serve. If you're serving someone, why do you have authority over them? It's an oxymoron. Giving a public servant more authority than you have is insanity. It is actual insane when you think about it. Logically, to give a public servant more power than what you have, they're not a public servant anymore, are they, you fucking gronk? They are your owner. They are your control mechanism. You are now a prisoner and a slave in their control mechanism, in their political system. That's not life. That's not living. That's not what we were put here for. You're not here on accident. You was made in an act of passion and love. Think about that. You was made in an act of passion and love between two people. For what? To suddenly become a slave to the system? A fucking tax cow? Someone who now creates too much carbon? Please. Stop choosing one of the pills and choose to just walk away from the decision altogether, from the choice. That choice is not a choice. When you are only given the choice to choose between two options, it's only one choice. Choose that one or that one. They're both forms of control. And neither of them have got your best interest at heart. Do you ever choose yourself? Life, freedom, the right to live life free, so long as you hurt no one else? Do you ever choose that? Have you ever chosen that in your life? Have you ever made a choice of your own? You haven't, have you? Have you ever made a choice of your own? A true and honest choice of your own? Only governed by values, ethics and morals. Not governed by somebody else. Not an option to choose from that somebody else offers you or presents you with. Your own honest choice based on nothing more than ethics, morals, values, honesty. You know, that thing in there, your conscience, that tells you right from wrong. That should be what governs you. If you don't want to be governed by God, Christ, be governed by your conscience. And then one day you'll realise He put that there. That is your pre-programming. That is your original programming. I just, because I can't do fiction, I can't sit down and watch stupid fucking fictional shows. It does me fucking head in. I'm always up to date with me stuff. Look at my lawn, look at next door, look everywhere else. Right? I'm always right up to date with all my shit. My house is tidy and clean, I'm doing a bit of washing up here. See? I'm wildly up to date with everything all the time. I have good habits. Not discipline, good habits. I might have a questionable one or two as well. That's my fucking business, because I don't hurt anybody else with those. Governed by that, my conscience. Not my own logical idea of morals, my ethical idea of morals. I get frustrated. Sometimes I get a little bit angry with it, and I've got to go and calm my farm and sort myself out and go, no point getting wound up about it, Dave. There's no point. It only ruins your own time, your own life. It only spoils your own day. Correct. That is true. But what frustrates me is how long do I have to sit back and wait for all of you lot to pull your heads out of your asses, to wake up to yourselves, that no one's coming to save you, no one that you vote into power has your best interests at heart, no one gives a flying fig about you. No one does. Not really. How many people have put their life on the line for you? With your kids? It kind of depends, doesn't it? Would you put your life on the line for them? Would you? Ask yourself that honestly. Would you go against everything that you are told is right Not what you know to be right, what you're told is right, what legal legislation. Would you buck against the system knowing that you could go to prison to stand up for your kids because you know that they're in the right? Would you do that? Would you give your life for your kids? Would you run into a burning house for your kids? Would you give up your own heart to save your own kid's life? When you got millionaires like David what's his name? Evelyn de Rothschild, the guy that Montgomery Burns of The Simpsons is modelled off, has had 5 heart transplants because he can afford to buy hearts. Gee, I wonder where he gets those from. China! He's had 5 heart transplants. Most people die waiting for one, if they need one. Who's Evelyn de Rothschild? It's only one of the wealthiest men in the world, who runs the central banking system along with the Rockefellers and the Walton family and a handful of other people, BlackRock, Larry Fink. He's a bit of a fink, isn't he? These people buy legislations, they buy governments to keep you enslaved as a tax slave, to keep the system running, to keep the system turning over. The new system that comes in soon, that's going to take over the fiat currency, is going to enslave you even deeper. You won't escape that because it's all going to be digital. How are you going to live with the digital currency, really? You're not. You're not. You're going to be an NPC. That's all you're going to be. A non-player character who does what you're fucking well told and nothing else. It's sad. It's really sad. I'm not afraid of dying. There's far worse things than dying. Like living in the world that's getting thrown on us, whether we like it or not, and you're too scared to fucking stand up to. Because that won't be living. You'll be eating whatever you're told to eat, and breathing, and doing what you're told to do. You won't be doing anything you want to do. You'll only be doing what you're told to do. Getting dumber and dumber and dumber every fucking generation, so that nobody has a clue. Nobody even has a clue that they are a sovereign soul inside of a meat wagon. People won't even know who Christ is eventually, if we keep going like this. Who's Christ? What was Christ? What's the Bible? Well, they won't even ask those questions because nobody will be around to tell them that those things exist. Wow. It's kind of like the bird that's born in a cage. It doesn't know it can fly, and it looks at the other birds outside and wonders what they are. It doesn't even know that it is one of those. Why do you think a bird that's born in a cage that has a mirror goes mad? Got wings, flaps them around and stuff. It can't even get airborne because it's stuck in a fucking cage. It has no idea what it is. It goes fucking crazy. That's going to be the human species soon.